Hey guys, so in this video, I'm going to show you the basics of creating your very first workflow from scratch, and I'm going to explain how workflows work as well. So we're going to hop over here to the workflows tab here on the left side, and we're going to create one from scratch. So we're going to hit create workflow. We're going to hit start from scratch, clean slate, and we're going to open the workflow builder. Okay. So workflows are basically a series of automations and tasks that are triggered by a certain action. Now, within LeadDragon, you'll have a plethora of actual triggers and actions that will trigger a series of the events that you decide to add in the workflow. So in this case, we're going to create a brand new one if somebody fills out a form. So we're going to go ahead and name the workflow trigger. Someone fills out my form. We're going to select CRM, and we're going to search form submitted, and we're going to add another filter. We're going to choose the form, and I'll choose one of these forms that are in the form builder. Sample contact form, hit save. Okay. So basically the very first step is someone fills out my form. That's what I just told the workflow builder to trigger this workflow for. Here are your triggers. You add the trigger. Someone fills out my form. The trigger is a form submitted, and then I add another filter to choose which form got submitted. So whenever this form is submitted, it's now going to trigger any actions I add. So let's go ahead and add the first action. So if someone fills out my form, I'm going to pretend that's an intake form. I'm going to wait about 5 minutes first before I make the workflow do anything. And I always like to name my actions so I know what I'm looking at. Tell the system to wait 5 minutes. Okay. And then it's going to go ahead and add a tag. So let's go ahead and add a tag client. Add client tag. Okay. And then I want it to send a text to this client as well. Thanks for filling out the intake form. Please check your email to sign some docs. Okay. Let's go ahead and always name your actions. First SMS text. Okay. And I'm going to give them the email I told them to check. So you can directly pull in any emails from your templates in your email builder, or you can just do one from scratch. So I'm just going to go and do one from scratch. From email, you can customize what email you want this to come from. dummy text, and go ahead and hit save. Let's see. First email text, acknowledgement. Okay, so basically let's go through the workflow as it stands. When somebody fills out my form, the sample contact form here, I'm going to tell the system to wait 5 minutes. I'm going to add a client tag to go ahead and tag this person in my contacts. I'm going to send this person a text, and then I'm also going to send them an email back to back. Okay, so now the next thing I want to do is I want to add this person as an opportunity to my pipeline. So I'm going to go ahead and hit here. I'm going to select my pipeline, and this is now a lead I'm working on. And I usually like to leave these either blank, or I add a opportunity name that is the same as their full name. I could put here resources contact form, or the name of the form. Status open. I go ahead and hit save. Okay, and I went ahead and added it to pipeline. So as you can see, workflows save you an enormous amount of time. I don't have to go back and do all this now. I can just tell someone to go fill out my form, and they'll immediately get tagged, and they'll get a text, an email, and they'll get added to my pipeline. I can continue to add actions or make the system wait, such as sending a follow-up text if they haven't received anything, or you could tell them to reply. If they haven't replied, you could set a condition that if they've replied or not, you can go ahead and take them down another path to send a text. But there's many things you could tell the system to do for you, or not do for you as well. Like you could remove the assigned user if you decide to assign this lead in your pipeline to a specific person on your team. You can remove tags. You can send a review request. There's just a plethora of things that you can do, but this is pretty much an overview of how workflows work and creating your very first workflow from scratch. So always name your workflow. In this case, we're going to name it someone fills out form workflow. Publish it, save. So now it is live. So now when somebody fills out that form, all this is going to happen. So you can quickly think of ways to automate many of your business processes, any of your onboarding, any of your sales and outreach, your follow-up. Again, the trigger can be almost anything. There are many, you can add multiple triggers to one workflow as well. So multiple things can trigger to the same workflow. That way you don't have to have multiple workflows. Again, there are many things such as appointments, birthday reminders, if you change something in the contact details, if you add someone to a specific tag, if they book an appointment, if they reply to a specific channel such as Facebook or Instagram, you can use those as triggers to trigger a series of automations. So I hope this makes sense. In the next module, we will go over the sample workflows that we already have pre-built in your account.